Right now, there are over 8 billion humans alive on Earth, but for almost all of human history, we were not alone. Imagine walking through a frozen forest in Europe and hearing another group of humans nearby. Not animals, not monkeys, humans. Except they weren't our species. Some were massively muscular Ice Age hunters. Some were tiny 3-foot-tall island humans. And one mysterious species was discovered from a single finger bone. Then suddenly, they all vanished. Every last one. Or at least, that's what scientists thought, because modern DNA research revealed something terrifying. These extinct humans are still alive, inside your body, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why you are not fully Homo sapiens at all. Today, every person alive belongs to one species, Homo sapiens. We think that's normal. It isn't. Go back just 300,000 years. And Earth looked completely different. At least 9 different human species existed at the same time. This wasn't a straight line of evolution. It was chaos. A giant human family tree spread across the planet. Europe belonged to the Neanderthals. Asia was home to the mysterious Denisovans. Tiny island humans survived in Indonesia. And deep in Africa, ancient human relatives were evolving beside us. For hundreds of thousands of years, Earth was basically a real-life science fiction world. Different humans, different bodies, different intelligence, different survival strategies, all sharing the same planet. Let's start with the most famous, the Neanderthals. For decades, people imagined them as dumb cavemen dragging clubs through the snow. That idea was completely wrong. Neanderthals were incredibly intelligent. They crafted specialized stone tools, used fire regularly, made clothing from animal hides, and recent discoveries suggest they even created symbolic art. Physically, they were terrifyingly powerful, shorter than us, but massively muscular, built for surviving Ice Age Europe. And here's the craziest part. Their brains were actually slightly larger than ours. Scientists now believe Neanderthals could communicate, cooperate, and possibly even tell stories around fires at night. Imagine meeting one face to face. You would instantly recognize them as human, but also not human. Then in 2003, scientists discovered something unbelievable inside a cave on the Indonesian island of Flores. Tiny human skeletons. At first, researchers thought the bones belonged to sick children, but they were wrong. This was an entirely different species, Homo floresiensis, nicknamed the Hobbits. These humans stood only around 3.5 feet tall. Their brains were tiny, about the size of a grapefruit, yet somehow, they still made tools, hunted animals, and survived for thousands of years. Scientists believe this happened because of something called island dwarfism. On isolated islands with limited food, large species often evolve smaller bodies over generations. Even elephants on Flores shrank into miniature versions of themselves. So imagine this, tiny humans hunting tiny elephants on a remote tropical island. It sounds fictional, but it was real. Now comes one of the creepiest discoveries in human history. In 2013, scientists explored the Rising Star Cave system in South Africa. To reach the chamber, they had to squeeze through openings only 7 inches wide. The passage was so dangerous that researchers recruited a team of small female scientists called the Underground Astronauts. Deep underground, in total darkness, they found over 1,500 bones belonging to a mysterious species called homonality, but the bones revealed something shocking. There were no signs of predators, no flood damage, nothing suggesting the bodies accidentally ended up there, which led scientists to a disturbing possibility. These ancient humans may have deliberately buried their dead. Think about how insane that is. This species had a brain much smaller than ours, yet they may have understood death, grief, and possibly even spirituality. That discovery completely challenged the idea that only modern humans are intelligent enough for ritual behavior. For decades, scientists studied ancient humans using only bones and tools. Then everything changed. A revolutionary new science emerged, paleogenomics, the study of ancient DNA. This was unbelievably difficult. DNA decays over time. It gets contaminated by bacteria, soil, even the skin cells of archaeologists. Scientists spent years building ultra-clean laboratories just to avoid contamination. And then, in 2010, a discovery changed human history forever. Inside a Siberian cave called Denisova, researchers found a tiny finger bone from a young girl. That's it, just a tiny fragment. When geneticist Svante Pääbo analyzed the DNA, he expected it to belong to either a Neanderthal or a modern human. Instead, the genetic code belonged to an entirely unknown species, a species nobody had ever seen before. The Denisovans. Humanity discovered a brand new human species, using DNA alone. Not a skull, not a skeleton, a tiny piece of bone. But the next discovery was even crazier. In 2018, scientists analyzed another tiny bone fragment from Denisova Cave. It belonged to a 13-year-old girl nicknamed Denny. When researchers examined her DNA, they thought the machine had broken because Denny's mother was Neanderthal and her father was Denisovan. She was a first-generation hybrid. That means these ancient humans didn't just fight each other. They met, spoke, formed relationships, had children. And this completely changed how scientists view the ancient world, because prehistoric Earth wasn't a lonely place. It was a planet filled with different kinds of humans interacting constantly. Imagine what that looked like. Different languages, different appearances, different cultures, all sharing the same fires, the same rivers, the same world. But then, something happened. Between 40,000 and 30,000 years ago, they all disappeared. The Hobbits vanished, the Denisovans vanished, the Neanderthals vanished, and only Homo sapiens remained. Why? Scientists still debate this today. One theory is climate disaster. Rapid ice age shifts may have destroyed ecosystems too quickly for specialized humans to adapt. But there's another darker theory. Us. Everywhere Homo sapiens migrated, other human species eventually disappeared. Not necessarily through massive wars, but through competition. Our groups were larger, our weapons improved faster, our communication networks became more advanced. Slowly, we may have pushed the other humans into extinction, and eventually, we became the last species standing. Except, they didn't fully disappear, because scientists discovered something extraordinary hidden inside modern DNA. If your ancestry comes from outside sub-Saharan Africa, you likely carry between 1 and 2% Neanderthal DNA right now, inside your body, and this DNA still affects you. It influences your immune system, your skin, even how your body reacts to sunlight. But it gets even crazier. Some populations in Southeast Asia and Oceania carry up to 5% Denisovan DNA, and one Denisovan gene gave Tibetan populations the ability to survive at extreme altitudes with low oxygen. That means ancient extinct humans are still helping modern humans survive today. We didn't completely replace them, we absorbed them. So the next time you look into a mirror, remember this: you are the final survivor of a lost world, a world where multiple human species walked the earth together, and the ghosts of those ancient humans are still alive inside you. Humanity was never alone.